Dear MrPokke, I don't know why, but I'm just really glad Bob didn't get E2 Cyrene. I don't know why. How do you think Bob's Remembrance flagship is gonna be? I also don't know why. But I would say, I'm a little bit on the fence on whether Bob wants to pull for Sobin. Because if you guys remembered, Bob actually skipped E0, S0, and Blade. Because my personal pooling philosophy in Goril is you don't need that many universal supports, especially since Bob already has an E1 tribute. With that being said, if I were to get a Sobin right now, do my Remembrance flagship really need to change out Cyrene for Sobin? Because if I do that, then no one is gonna use Cyrene. And I don't even know if she's gonna be better than a E0 S1 Cyrene. So that's number one. Number two, if I were to pull Sobin for Himeko Nova, right? If I give Sobin for Nimeko, right? I feel that Nimeko is still waiting for her Ceredra, bro. And I feel that Sobin is not Nimeko's Ceredra. I feel Sobin is really, really reminiscent of what Tribi was doing, especially with that E1 Tribi. But in Sobin's case, I would feel it's more along the lines of like E2 Blade, because it's either E0 Blade or E2 Blade, right? So this is a very similar case. The E1 is alright, but I think the E2 is gonna be like really, really fucking insane. But do I really want to invest 3 costs for an E2 support? Because that is super fucking expensive, right? So, worst come to worst, I skip Sobin for Bob. Because Bob's Nimeko already made the least greedy and stupid decision, right? The optimal way of pulling for Nimeko is to get her E2 S1, which we did, right? So, because Bob already got an E2 S1 Nimeko, me not having Sobin is not gonna be super, super bad. And I kinda am leaning to see what kind of units are they gonna be coming up with in version 5. So for example, if version 5 is gonna be giving us another wave of brand new archetypes, brand new team comps, brand new DPS, then Bob will be a lot less inclined to pull for a version 5 archetype, since we already have 3 very strong teams. That's E2 Archer, E2 Phynon as well. Not E2 Phynon, sorry, E2 Nimeko as well as E2 Casters. So unless I need a 4th team by version 5, I feel Bob will most likely save. If not, maybe we do a sneaky 10 pool, right? Sneaky 10, 20 pools, just to get me that 1 copy of Sobin at E0 S0. Then we'll see how that is gonna be, right? Okay, thank you.
You have cooled your last cool, my man.